I'm Alan Weiss, and this is The Writing on the Wall. Hi, I'm Alan Weiss. This is The Writing on the Wall. Welcome to episode number 59, The Myth of Retirement. As you watch this, it was about 5 or 6 months ago that I threw my 65th birthday party in New York at the Ritz-Carlton Battery Park. Huge affair. We had a fabulous time. Some of you watching this were there, and thanks for coming. I don't believe in retirement. I don't know what it means. I mean, here I am. I don't call this work. But if you think about work, people don't leave companies. People leave people. If you look at attrition, when people leave a firm, they're really leaving their boss or their colleagues, but usually it's their boss. But they don't leave a company. They don't say, I hate General Electric. They say, I can't stand working for this person anymore. Now, they do leave companies, quote unquote, at retirement, because there's a mandatory age to go. It makes no sense. You're leaving your best people out on the street who have the most experience. Yeah, I know about costs. I know younger people might be cheaper, but you might need a whole lot more younger people, and how many errors they're going to make. The whole construct of 65 is senseless. It's an arbitrary number. When we were in Europe a few months ago, we went to Rouen, and the cathedral in Rouen took 400 years to build. It was finished just before Columbus sailed, to give you a perspective. Finished in the mid-1400s. It took 400 years to build the Rouen Cathedral, and the average life expectancy at the time was 28. What's so important about 65 these days? Now, here are some numbers, and I'm sure some of you will scurry to Wikipedia or Dogopedia or whatever sources you use, and you'll find these numbers slightly different, but here are the basic numbers. When Social Security was first implemented under the Roosevelt administration 60, 70 years ago, the proportion of people working to those retired was 14 to 1. There were 14 people working, contributing to Social Security for everyone retired. And the lifespan of someone who retired at 65 was perhaps 3 to 5 years. Today, there are 2.5 people to 3 people working for everyone retired. You see a difference there? And when you retire at 65, if you're reasonably healthy, you have about a 20-year lifespan ahead of you, 15 to 20 years. So the prehistoric reasoning here doesn't hold anymore. The numbers don't work. There's no way you can convolute, reconfigure, change these numbers so that they make sense. But the answer is, stop this stupid retirement at 65. By the way, as a digression, in some sectors, say police, fire, and so on, and these are people who put their lives on the line. I have no quarrel with that. But to retire after 20 years when you start a second profession gets very, very expensive. And I'm not sure we should be losing that expertise in any case. Few entrepreneurs see a retirement, at least few entrepreneurs I've worked with. It's the same with solo professionals, people with their own company in public relations or architecture or consulting or speaking or training or whatever. They don't see a retirement. They might see a change in their work. When I first began, I was traveling 85% of the time. Today I travel 15% of the time. Why? Because I'm more successful. I can write my own ticket. I tell people what I want to do, and technology allows for remote work. So the nature of your work may change, but why retire? Airline pilots want an exemption. They want the laws changed, which right now force them, company regulations and so forth, force them to get out. Their point is, when they're at the height of their powers, the height of their experience, as long as their physical condition is good, why push them out of the cockpit? That's a good question. You know, interests persist throughout your life. You have hobbies, you have relationships, you have families, you have professional interests, and so on and so forth. These don't magically change. They might grow, they might mature, they might alter somewhat, but these are persistent throughout your life. Here's what I've found working with people at all stages of their careers. If you're only a title and you lose the title, you become no one. If you're chairman of the board, if you're vice president of marketing, if you're the manager of the call center and you lose the title, you have a problem. However, if you're a contributor and you see yourself in the output you create, the results that you establish, the ability to contribute no matter what, you keep that forever. So there's work. You know, the government in bad times tries to create work for people. It's not smart because work is very temporary and transient. Then there are jobs. The jobs consist of work, they comprise work that's done repeatedly. And jobs are better than work because it enables someone to remain productive. But then there are careers. And careers are the important thing because they're forever. And they allow people to change. They allow people to grow, to mature in line with the work that they love, in line with what they're passionate about. So I'm not retiring from my life. I'm not retiring from what I love. It doesn't make sense to retire. It makes sense to change. But what am I going to do? I mean, it seems to me, if you go by the old rules, I've been retired for 20 years. Koufax, what's next for us? You tell me.